Motion to
Okay.
adjourn. Second.
All right, good evening. It's 5:15. It's time for our second meeting of the month, I guess, right? Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Roll call will show that all are present.
You gotta say the pledge of
What the heck?
allegiance.
What have I
before
got
you
here?
It's kind of close.
All right, we'll move on to the consent agenda. Includes approval of minutes of the May 12th meeting, approval of bills and claims, there are no licenses and permits, the street maintenance facility with a wheel lift system purchase, police vehicle purchase, street closure for the Carroll Chamber of Commerce Ridiculous Days, Carroll Chamber of Commerce Live and Local includes street closure of 5th Street from West Street to Carroll Street. A resolution granting permission to Cloud Wine LLC, doing business as Lucky Wife Wine Slushies, to serve and sell alcoholic beverages at the Carroll Chamber of Commerce Live and Local event on June 26, 25. And a new 5-day special Class C retail alcohol license with outdoor service for Cloud Wine LLC, doing business as Lucky Wife Wine Slushies.
So moved.
Roll call, please.
Shrek? Yes. Bauer?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Dirks?
Yes.
Fornero? Yes. Seaman?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Okay, well, are there any oral requests from anyone here that would like to speak on anything that is not related to the agenda this evening? Go ahead.
Just real quick.
Come on, just come on up, just so we get you on the mic, so we could make sure you say your name, okay?
Wanted to know if you hear a lot of different stories, if you guys can give us an update on what's going on with Ziegler coming into Carroll.
You want to comment on that, or is that all you had?
Yep.
Okay,
Working on their development agreement again. At this point, that's all I want to quick comment on it. But yes, I'm working on a development agreement with them.
all right, we'll move on to ordinances. The first ordinance is solid waste collection fees. And Aaron, right?
No questions or concerns over the last couple weeks that I've received. So we're ready to move forward with the second reading.
Any questions from the council? Hearing none, do we want to have a vote to, or a motion to approve the second? And
You can consider waiving the third if you wish.
is that a consideration of yours on the,
Yeah.
okay. I didn't get to my page, so I blanked out on the word I should use. Okay, so we're going to approve the second, waive the third. And it was Jason, Tom, roll call vote, please.
Dirks?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Fornero?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Atherton?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
Okay, next is,
Move to adopt.
Yeah, move to adopt, yep.
okay, we'll need a motion to adopt. By Laverne, Tom was second. Roll call, please.
Shrek? Yes. Bauer?
Yes.
Dirks?
Yes.
Fornero?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted.
All right, next we'll move to stormwater utility charges, second reading, in consideration of waiving the third reading. And Randy, you have anything to?
Thank you, Mayor. I have nothing to add. As you recall, this is a nominal 2.5% increase proposal. At this point, we'd recommend your approval of the second reading and consideration of waiver of the third and adoption of the ordinance.
Second.
All right, Tom, Jason, roll call vote, please.
Dirks?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Atherton?
Yes.
Fornero? Motion is approved.
All right,
Move to adopt.
a motion to adopt, please. At the same,
Second.
which way, okay.
Tom?
Laverne and Tom, okay.
Yep.
Roll call, please.
Atherton?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Dirks?
Yes.
Fornero?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Ordinance is adopted.
Okay, next we will move to
Water rates.
water rates, second reading. Randy?
Thank you, Mayor. As you recall, this is a 7.5% increase in the rate structure for the water utility rates, and plus some other fee increases to more accurately reflect costs, since rates had not been increased since 2017. So at this point, we would recommend your approval of the second reading and considering waiving the third and adoption of the ordinance.
So I'll make a motion to approve the second reading. I think we should hold off and do the third reading just to give people more time. That's the motion that I'd like to make. Unless somebody wants to-
Is there a second to that?
Second.
Randy, in the future, I was a no on this, and the only reason last time I was a no is with almost 30% increase is my holdup on that. I think it's like 27.5, 28% over the 5 years. After that, do we see looking at rate structure changes or an increase every year of a 1 or 2%? Just because of over that 5-year period, people are going to see that almost 30%, which is going to be huge. Granted, it's not as big as your property taxes, but look what our property taxes did, and you know what people did on that. So that's only my concern on that. So
So when I asked the question, you had said that it's up to us if we want to. Because I had asked the question like, if it's just for this project, are we going to plan on taking it down? And you said it's up to us if we want to take it down.
but this is a 20-year payment back. I think this loan structure is 20 years. So, I mean, essentially 20 years from now, it's not coming back down.
And I also look at, did you see the email of the water rates that we're paying now versus other cities? I mean, we are still grossly below, grossly below every.
Yeah, my biggest worry is that large increase over a short span is my holdup on that.
So Kyle, you usually have two different thoughts of, councils have two different thoughts of handling increases to utilities. You could either do your 2 and 3% over every year just because there's gonna be costs increased, whether you have a project or not, or you can do like we've done in this case where we haven't raised rates until we've had a project that we need to raise the rates and leave it at that. And neither one is wrong. This is just what the council has chosen over past times here. So to answer your question, I would, if council maintains normal thought process, then I would say and I mean normal is past history. I would say we wouldn't be raising 2 and 3% every year after this next 5 years. But again, it doesn't mean we wouldn't have a large project in the future where we have to cover that too. But I would say probably not would be the answer to your question.
Anything else? We had a motion by Jason and second by Tom to approve the second reading. Roll call, please.
Shrek? Yes. Atherton?
Yes.
Dirks?
Yes.
Bauer?
No.
Seaman?
yes,
Ordinary?
Yes.
Motion is approved.
All right, move on to resolutions. First one is fiscal year 2024-25 budget amendment, and Laura.
This is the time for the public hearing, so could I have you open a public hearing?
Yes,
first?
we will open a public hearing. It is 5:24 p.m.
Thank you. So yes, this is the time for the public hearing. The notice was published in the newspaper as required by state code. It was published on Friday, May 16th. The summary of the items to be amended into the current budget was included with your memorandum. Are there any questions? No comments had been received in the office prior
Okay.
to tonight's meeting, so this would be the time for anybody to have questions or anybody to comment on it.
Any questions from council or anyone here? All right, I'm going to close the public hearing at 5:25 p.m. and look for a motion to approve the fiscal year 2024-25 budget amendment number 2
So moved.
by Jason. Tom seconded. Roll call, please.
Ordinary?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Seaman?
yes,
Dirks?
Yes.
Shrek?
yes,
Resolution is approved.
Okay, we'll move on to reports. First report is a memorandum of understanding with Kemper Catholic School System, and Aaron.
Thank you, Mayor. This is just a letter, a memorandum of understanding that memorializes the council and Kemper's agreement to work together on their expansion, which would be the expansion would cross East Street. So we would need to vacate the East Street between Bluff and St. Anthony's. Is that the correct street? Anthony Street. And the memorization or memorialization of the letter is not a legally binding document, but it does show that the city wants to work with Carroll Kemper regarding this expansion that they are proposing.
Just remind me, the hospital wanted that road closed before anyway, correct?
They wanted the, from East Street to the, well, I would call it south, but it's not. I guess that goes to the west, in between the parking garage and the fence from the elementary school. And that's actually an alleyway that they own. It's not an actual street. So they've been talking about doing that for a while, but it's not
Can we just
under
check
our
with the
control.
hospital, make sure that that's gonna interfere with their, whatever it is. Can we approve it? I'll approve it, I just wanna make sure that somebody goes and asks the hospital.
They, if I'm not mistaken, they said that they had talked to the hospital. when
Yeah,
they
I think
first-
Kemper had talked to him.
Kemper
I
is-
just verify that
yeah.
somebody
Yep.
had, just for, that's good business practice to ensure that somebody's got the hospital.
I think they're gonna leave from Bluff Street to that first entryway into the basement open and then
Okay.
block it from there.
Okay,
That's my understanding.
yeah, that's all I wanna make, you know, I mean, it's just good business practice to make sure that you're making someone.
Being this is, I had a little concern that there was no sunset date on this, but he just said it's not a binding contract, so, you know, something like this, I think you'd like to have a sunset date on it if you're writing an agreement.
If we were writing a contract, I agree, we would have a closing date on that contract.
Okay.
All right, will there be a motion to approve the memorandum of understanding between Kemper Catholic and the city of Carroll?
So moved.
Okay, we had Carolyn,
Tom.
and I heard Tom, so roll call vote, please.
Shrek? Yes. Dirks?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Cornell? Atherton?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Motion's approved.
Okay, and we'll move on to police vehicle transfer to the building department, and I believe that's our Aaron also. Aaron?
Actually, Dan, do you want to
Do you
take
want,
that?
oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Yep.
I would-
As the memo said there in November, the meeting, the council approved the purchase of a vehicle for the police department, and they were intended to sell that on Gov's deal. And at this time, I believe the transferring of the old police vehicle to the building department instead of selling it would work appropriately to help out with facilitating the new building official and our nuisance officer having vehicles means they're both out at current times together, and it's tough to negotiate that if they need their vehicles to do inspections and be compliant with the residents with the nuisance and building. Our recommendation is just to consider the approval of the transfer from the police vehicle to the building department for use in the vehicle inspection, or the building inspection.
And we'd have this vehicle stickered up with City of Carroll?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
I know you and I have had a conversation one time on incidents where Perry walked in driving his personal vehicle. The person working at the home did not know who he was.
Yep.
Doing an inspection, so I think liability standpoint, I mean, if,
The display for being on job sites and stuff is important, I believe.
correct.
Yep.
So we had also talked about getting them, like,
That is, I have that in the works,
Shirts
getting
that
them,
they have to wear to work.
they'll each have a city logo
or at least
shirt.
if you're going into a
Yep.
house, you have to wear a city logo or a badge or something of that
Yep.
nature so that we present a professional.
Yep, they're ordered,
Always.
they're just not in yet, so.
They always bring credentials, obviously, right? If
They'll have their
they-
business cards is what they'll hand them if it's
Business
somebody
cards?
new. Yeah.
Okay. Any other questions about the vehicle? I have just one, and I'm just kind of curious what, I couldn't see in there how old is this vehicle? And I'm just for information on it, I'm not
I
opposed to
think the
this.
one that we're trading is a 19 or 20. Is it 20?
20, I think.
20. It's got about 110,000 miles on it,
Okay.
or probably over. Under.
The one of our
right at
hybrids?
it.
We're all hybrid now, is that correct?
No, not quite.
Okay, but is this one?
This
or-
one is a hybrid.
This is a
yeah.
hybrid.
Okay, just curious if it does.
Was this your first hybrid?
This one is the first hybrid.
and it's the way you want to go or not?
Yeah, we'll continue to purchase hybrids. It's fuel-wise and cost-wise, it pays off in the long run.
Okay.
All right, is there a motion to approve the transferring of the police vehicle to the building department for use as a building inspection vehicle?
Second.
Tom, Jason seconded, roll call vote, please.
Dirks?
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Seaman?
Yes.
Atherton?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Rornero?
Yes.
Motion's approved.
All right, we have committee reports available to everyone. I have one comment to this evening, and that is to thank the American Legion for all the work that they did on the Memorial Day service, which is an annual tradition. And I was there and saw a lot of the same people, and I think it means a lot to the veterans and the families of veterans, and the Legion puts a lot of work in it, as do the city employees that work on the preparation of the cemetery. And this year, actually, Jason did a great job. He was the speaker for that, so congratulations to you, did fine. And that's all the comments I have.
Can I add one thing to caveat off that?
It's time for the city council, yeah, go ahead.
Just tomorrow at the stadium at 4 PM is a send-off for Alpha Company here in Carroll, where our own sons and daughters and fathers and coaches and mentors will depart for a year in Iraq. And so as many people can get out there to support them. The life as a military guy, you don't ask for a lot. So sometimes showing up and a little bit of support really, shows it to them if you can take time out of your day, so.
I can't remember where it starts at, but I would like to try to get there.
I think it starts at, I'm looking at it now, it says 4 PM, and I believe it's at the stadium, at the
Is it the
athletic.
stadium?
4
Okay.
PM at the stadium, so if, just as a community, we can show our support for them leaving, and I'm sure there'll be something when they come back. It's always nice to represent that, so.
All right, very good. And any comments from the city manager?
Just that Merchants Park, or Merchants Baseball started yesterday, and it had a great turnout for the first game. 750 people were there for first game, which was actually just a scrimmage, so,
If you
Good
can turn
turnout
out
for
for
the
a
start.
scrimmage, good.
yeah.
Good for them. All right, thank you very much. I'll look for a motion to
Motion to
adjourn.
adjourn.
By Tom, Jason seconded.
Man, I was so.
Roll call, please.
Yes.
Bauer?
Yes.
Shrek? Yes. Seaman?
Yes.
Atherton?
I'm gonna say yes, I should say no, so we have to do it again, and I can get it this time.
Rornero? We are adjourned at 5:01.